Hello everyone, I hope all is well. Welcome in for another video. It's a little tough saying I hope all is well. I hope all is well with you and yours. But in general, in the world right now, all is not well. We're in the middle of the COVID-19 outbreak of 2020. This is April 1st, 2020. What I'm going to be doing in this video is not an April Fool's joke. The title you saw on the thumbnail for the video is in fact what's happening. I will be shaving off the goatee today. Now, why am I doing that? Well, there's a couple of reasons. Selfish reason first. I thought there'd never be a selfish reason for me to shave off the goatee. I've had sleep problems for quite some time. I have something called delayed sleep phase syndrome, which makes my circadian rhythms be where it's tough for me to fall asleep at night and hard for me to wake up in the morning. So my natural circadian rhythm is something like 2 a.m. to 10 a.m., which is not obviously conducive to the work world. So it's been a constant struggle, and I can cope with that a little bit through light therapy and taking melatonin every day. But my doctor also wanted me to have a sleep study to check for sleep apnea. Now, I was convinced I didn't have it because I don't snore at all. In fact, I've used an app on my phone to see if I snored, and I don't. But the end of the sleep test results, which actually took 2 nights because they had to keep regulating the pressure, like adjusting it to try to get it where the apneas would stop. And so I have severe sleep apnea, and I have something called a BiPAP machine. It's a bi-level machine, not just like a CPAP where you just have one level of pressure. It's got 2 levels of pressure for both the inhalation and the exhalation. But anyway, obviously I have to wear a CPAP mask for my BiPAP machine. The doctor, when I got my machine, and the respiratory therapist told me, you know, a lot of men have to shave their facial hair in order to get a good mask seal. And I thought to myself, oh no, we're gonna make it work. I've been fighting with this thing now for a couple of months, and I still get a lot of mask leaks. And if you're getting a lot of mask leaks, you're not getting the full benefit of your therapy. It's something like between 40 to 50 times an hour I was stopping breathing. But the number that caught my ear and mind and was the fact that my blood oxygen was dropping to like 81% during the night, which means not enough oxygen obviously was getting to my cells and to my brain specifically. So I'm all in. I want to make this work. I'm not going to give it up. And so I need this mask to fit. But you can see here with this is one of my CPAP masks, and you can see with the hair here, there's this possibility of it just causing easy leaks because it's not making a complete seal. I'm still having the leaks. So that's the selfish reason I'm doing this. The non-selfish reason that kind of coincides with this is some of the guidelines for medical workers right now is for them to shave their goatees. There's actually, I'll roll it in here. There's a guide to facial hair for men. I think it's issued by the CDC, but for medical workers. Now, originally there was some incorrect information out there on the internet about, hey, shaving your goatee will help you not catch coronavirus. Well, that was really based on advice that was intended for medical professionals, but it would be true for anybody that's trying to wear a mask, and that's why they were recommending it for the medical professionals. Is it's hard to get a good seal on a mask as protection, trying to avoid catching the coronavirus. And I assume this would be true too for patients that are in the hospital and are needing to be on a respirator. You know, I'm sure a good seal is appropriate there as well. I have a lot of friends that are in the medical field. I'm thinking particularly right now of some of my guy friends, Dave, Ravi, Eric, and I am a social work professor. I was a child welfare and mental health social worker before I became a social work professor. And so I've been doing that for a couple of decades. So I have hundreds of former students out there working in the field, current students, master students working in the field, that their jobs have not stopped. I'm also mindful of the 3 million jobless claims that were filed here in the U.S. last week, and what an economic hardship this is going to be over the next couple, 3, who knows how long months. So yes, I'm shaving this goatee to try to improve my health during this time. I am a little fearful from that very personal reason, because I'm a little concerned about how the double chin is going to look when we get finished here. I also have not shaved under my nose or on my chin, in this part of my neck, and since I had a full beard. I'll roll in pictures here of the fullest my beard was ever and how long my hair got. I actually cut my own hair at one point. I may be doing that again during the middle of this COVID crisis because the barbershops are shut down. As I started wet shaving, the beard line kept getting lower and I used different tools to try to get it lined up. It just kept getting lower, and so it eventually became a goatee because I had best of the both worlds because I love using beard oils and beard balms, things like that. I'm shaving it today for personal reasons, but also for reasons as a way to support my friends and all medical workers out there, guys who are having to shave to get a better protective seal for their mask, but also patients who are needing to seal mask. But also just, I'm committed to keeping it off until this crisis ends. So I'll keep it shaved, and I may grow it back afterwards, depending on how my mask is working for me and what's going on. I just don't know. I do know my wife and daughter don't want me to shave it because they say they like it, and I think they think it'll be a little weird to see me without it. So I'll let you know how that goes. I'm a little stuck knowing how to help during this time and also respect social distancing. I'm honestly concerned about people going hungry during this time, people who have lost their jobs. Just praying for wisdom about how to best help during this time. This is just sort of a small symbolic thing for my folks that are in the medical field and my social workers that are out there having to work in the community day to day. So this is for myself, but also for everybody else out there that are just having to give up the facial hair as a result of this crisis. Let's get into the shave. Now, I started to use my wall trimmer and put on like my number 2 guard to take it down a little shorter. I usually use like a number 3 and a 4, like a 4 and a 3 to trim up. But I've decided just to go straight with shaving it. It'll be a little more dramatic, right? Go in here and wet the hot towel, or the wet washcloth to be more specific. Get it on the face. Y'all, I really am nervous about this. I know it's ridiculous, but I am. Let's get a little pre-shave on. Gonna be using Prep pre-shave. I'm continuing to teach online via Zoom during this time. Had a couple classes on Monday. I have one tonight. Also have my advising sessions scheduled online as well. All right, so got the pre-shaved rubbed in. Just wring this out. Yeah, nervous that I both don't cut myself, and also nervous about how this is going to look when I get finished. All right. This is the Sterling Little Brother. I chose it because I'm using Fine American Blend. I love this soap. It's in my 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 challenge video. But this brush is good size for this small of a tub to load off of. So I'm just going to go in here and load the brush. Fine American Blend is a barbershop scent, and it's probably my favorite barbershop scent that's in wet shaving. It reminds me a little bit of Barbasol. It doesn't smell exactly like CAD from PAA or exactly like Barbasol. When I use it, it always makes me feel like fresh, clean. It's just invigorating is, I guess, the best way I could describe it. All right, so Sterling Little Brother. As always, I'll link the products down in the description. It's funny because I'm already forgetting to lather where the goatee is because I'm so used to not. All right, still pretty pasty. I gotta admit, I've also been a little jealous when I watch people do face lathers or even just going from bowl to face. Getting the lather all the way across the face seems a little easier to build a lather that way. Still a little pasty. Let's go a little bit more water. A little bit of water on this side over here. And wouldn't be an Elmer Fudd shave if it wasn't all over the ears and the shirt and in the mouth and in the nose. Got to work on my getting it off the mouth technique. Using my favorite razor, the Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements Ascension Twist Double Open Comb Copper Razor. I was a little reluctant to use this one for this shave because I have found, like, sometimes when I'm near my goatee with the double open comb, those top openings sometimes will grab hairs, like longer hairs. But I still want to use it because, you know, this is an important shave. This is a milestone shave, so I had to use my usual suspect here. All right, I'm not going to start with a goatee. I'm going to do the rest of the face, and we'll go into the goatee. I can't even believe how nervous I am. All right. Those of you from the shaving cadre that are watching this, I'm sure you're thinking, oh, we're going to definitely have a new record on this one for a long video. Oh, I also remembered, is it Ben the Duck who's a paramedic? I may have that wrong, but I forgot to mention you when I was listing everybody. I'm sure there's other people in the cadre that are working out there, whether in medical field, law enforcement, other types of first responders. By the way, just a soapbox moment, not a political thing. Just as a social worker and a social work professor, I want to say it's high time we start recognizing that social workers are first responders, particularly as it relates to child welfare and mental health and adult protective services. Social workers are often the first on the scene, so when you're thinking about first responders, don't forget those social workers out there. Also, those in the hospital helping with discharge planning. And, you know, one of the sadder things I've been thinking about, oh, Nick there. By the way, there's a Persona Red in here. I was afraid to go with a feather today just because I'm shaving in areas that I don't usually shave. But just, you know, thinking about families who can't even be with their loved ones in the hospital while they're sick there because, you know, they're not allowing visitors for obvious reasons. All right, here goes nothing. Oh, that feels so weird because I haven't shaved there in forever. Oh my goodness. My wife and daughter are gonna freak out when they get up. That's gross, I know. By the way, my concerns about the double open comb. With these longer hairs, seem unfounded. It's doing great. I'm gonna finish this with the grain pass. I lost a little lather there, so. Yeah, definitely got some nicks. I don't know if it's because I'm talking or nervous or what, but usually don't have that many nicks. Well, there's that baby face. Well, it's been a long time since I've seen that mug. All right, let's get back into this second pass as I get used to looking at my face in the mirror. Missed a little there on the chin, but I think it's going to be best suited for the against the grain. Normally on second pass I go across the grain. But I think today I'm going to go against the grain first and then come back to the across the grain, because I think it'll help remove those hairs that are still on the chin. Yeah, one of the ways that I got into wet shaving was I had grown a beard and I was getting into the beard oils and the different scents and started learning a lot about the benefits of essential oils, that was really making me nervous there. Be a lot of resistance. Anyway, that led me into the scents related to wet shaving. I bought a bottle of Penald Clubman, and when I smelled it, I was instantly transported to the barbershop where I got a haircut as a kid. So all these good memories came flooding back, and it's that's kind of what set the hook for me. It's a fishing reference for you fishermen out there. That, which I think Glenn Helly's a big fisherman. For what, you know, to sort of get into wet shaving. Man, that looks different. It's like I'm looking at somebody completely different. I'm not sure if my wife and daughter are going to hate this or what. All right, let's get into third pass. We'll go across the grain. Anyway, as I said in the start, the beard line kept getting lower and lower, but I rehabilitated it a couple times. Meaning grew it back out, you know, get it reestablished. But eventually I just went with the full or not the full beard, but I went with getting rid of the beard and just left the goatee. I'm actually going to do a video of my favorite beard care products that I use both for the goatee and for the full beard. All right, cross the grain. Just one area where I find I have to stretch. I tend to get a lot of drag close to my chin line on the across the grain. Because I can't go to the barbershop. And the back of my neck was looking a little shaggy. I talked my wife into using one of my DE razors to shave my neck the other day. I'm sure you were waiting to know that information. But she did a great job. I think she's scared she wouldn't. Or that she cut me, and I told her, look, I've cut myself a lot. I'll be fine. All right, let's do our pickup pass. I'll just have to increase the camera angle up here to avoid the double chin. Oh well. It is what it is. Who was I fooling anyway, right? A little more water on this. All right, so on my pickup pass, I like to go across the grain in the opposite direction. I may not do that, except on the areas where I usually have to have pickups, which are these areas on my neck. Pretty good cluster of nicks right there. All right. With those nicks and this being newly shaved area, meaning where the goatee was, I think I'm going to use a little alum. So let's get this rinsed off and I'll come back for post shave. Okay. By the way, it's much easier to do cleanup with the goatee going because I didn't have all the suds and stuff stuck in the goatee, or the lather stuck in the goatee. Yeah, it doesn't look too bad, but I still think I'm gonna use a little alum. Probably gonna also use a little skin tin. Oh yeah, feel the burn. When I'd gotten a lot of requests for videos about how do I line up the goatee when shaving, and honestly, I just did it by, sight. Like when I used to do my beard line, I did use a template made of cardboard. I just tip that I got from a video, go in with some skin tin, and as you know, if you've been around the channel, I like the roll-on applicator. Seems to be most cost efficient. Oh yeah, nice burn, particularly in these new areas. There is definitely an area of my technique you can see how red it is in there, but I need to improve on. All right, let's get into the fine splash. These fine splashes are great. I love this and the sandalwood. I Also have the Platinum, which is kind of an Adventus clone. I like that as well. And the Platinum and the American Blend, they make the EDTs. I'd like to see Fine make an EDT for their sandalwood fragrance, because I love that splash and soap. Well, actually, I haven't tried the soap. I just have the splash. I use it with Parasso Red. Okay, that smells great. It's a clean, very similar to Barbasol, but a little greener, a little fresher. It just perfect barbershop scent. So it means you got some of that oak moss, lavender. I detect some rosemary in there. This is the Fine Balm, which my face is screaming for right now. Normally, oh, I got a little too much balm there, by the way. Normally, I would use a little Verdol or Blood Balm for the goatee, and then run the hands through the front of the hair for the middle-aged widow's peak control. I guess I can do that for a little with the balm. Wow, that is just weird. Definitely a little rough on my face here. I'll have to experiment with my technique and blades and some of my other double-edged razors. I like the Fine Balm. It's got a good, it's got the scent to it, but I don't like the properties of it as well as I do, say, my favorite Mirsol Mirsol Emulsion. And also right now what I've found that will even rival the Mirsol Emulsion, the Prep Balm. But something I've got coming up on the channel is I'm going to be doing a showdown of post-shave balms, or just face balms, face moisturizers that have SPF in it. Since we're coming up on summer, I've got several of those ordered from Amazon, so we can do a little showdown with those. Anyway, the wife and daughter will be in for a shock when they wake up. But yeah, not too bad. We'll see if this mask seals better tonight. But also, every time I see myself in the mirror, I'm going to offer up a prayer for all those medical professionals, all my social work people out there working, those in the hospital that are having to wear a respirator mask and, have to take the goatee off or what have you. So this is staying off until this crisis resolves, and I may, keep it off. Who knows? It'll be a lot cooler for summer, but we'll see. I'll try to get my wife and daughter on video to let you know what they think of it. I'll do that as a separate video. But thanks for watching. Please stay healthy, stay safe, stay at home if you can. If you have lost your job during this time, thoughts and prayers going up for you. If you know of a need in the wet shaving community, somebody who's struggling during this time, find a way to discreet and respectful way to let that be known to maybe a shaving group you're in, so that some of us can rally around and try to help those in need. This is a great country, and we can get through this. It's a scary time. Sorry, getting a little emotional thinking about it, but this can bring out the best or the worst in us. And, Americans have always rallied together in difficult times. And so I pray we do so during this time as well. So thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.